So this is our first year of doing camp here at the Grove, and it's been fantastic so far. We had 2 weeks of younger kids camp, ages 5 to 10, and then 2 weeks of senior camp, which is about 10 to 15, and it's been going fantastic. And the great thing about it is that the Grove Theater, we have a fantastic professional acting company this summer, and we have members of the acting company that are actually the instructors for the camp. So we've got fantastic professional union actors in from Vancouver and from Toronto, and they make up the instructors for camp. So they're teaching acting, they're teaching dance, they're teaching music, and the kids get to work from working professionals. So in 1 day of camp, they work on dance, they work on music, they work on acting, and they also work on production. So all different types of production elements. They work on set and costumes, all building up to the Friday performance. And as you can see behind me, dance is a big part of the show. We have a fantastic dance instructor who's a professional ballet dancer in from Vancouver, and we're lucky to have him. And the kids are really learning a lot in a short amount of time.
My name's Tamor. I came to Ontario from Nova Scotia with my grandparents to do this theatre camp, and this will be my first musical. I'm really excited for it. I was a little nervous because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I was wondering mostly, will they do a play with a pre-written script, or will they write their own? Turns out it was a pre-written script, and I'm kind of good about that, especially since it was a very familiar movie. Since I've watched it before, so it was easier to sort of figure out everything. I think it would be harder if I didn't know the plot.
Do every day.
Honestly, I really like talking to one of my friends, and I also quite like being outside. But I also quite like the music, the singing, and just sort of whole environment of the theatre. It's always I've always enjoyed community theatre. It's just sort of, it's such a pleasant environment, and this is a very similar environment to it. But I guess it's a bit more relaxed because it's just the camp.
So today is show day for the senior camp, and they're performing for friends and family at the end of the day. It's a week-long camp, and all week they've been working on a script that they'll be performing today, and each script has a song, it has a dance, everybody has a character, everybody has a costume. It's a lot to do in 1 week, but it's a lot of fun, and they're all working really hard.
Hello, folks! Now, Oliver Warbucks, I understand that you have something to tell us about little Annie?
Yes, Annie is molecular found on the steps of New York's Municipal Orphanage on the night of December.
How nice! How wonderful! So let me get this wonderful news straight. Annie is going to be the daughter of a millionaire? A doctor? So let me get this wonderful news straight. Annie will be the daughter of a millionaire?
Afternoon, Miss Hannigan.
Can we try that? Can we try that entrance one more time?
Yes.
Was there trouble getting around the back of the stage?
Yeah, I just have to really do it.
Okay. Whatever's happening back there. So, in that moment, let's make sure we've got a clear path for Sophia to.
Yeah. Well, I've been working with them for 2 weeks now, and this is our 3rd week in the program. It's been really fun to work with them. It's my background is in ballet, and before that was musical theater. So come back into musical theater with them. It's been really fun. It's interesting to see the first day. It's special for all of us because we're also excited for that. Seeing them walk in, they're just sitting them by themselves. Everyone's like really shy, and then just seeing the next day, they're jumping around, just chatting with each other. I think it's fun that art brings people together. It's great. Well, it's a work that they put all together in 5 days, right? So it's a lot of work for us and for them, and they do a great job. The parents are always proud to see their kids on stage, and I think at that age it's special to be in a venue like this. So yes, I think in the past weeks, I realized that some people will find interest in the art form of dance mainly. They will, I have a kid that he didn't want to come, but I've heard that he really he was shy, he didn't want to come to the program and just dance, just moving his body. It's movement, it's natural, right? So having a kid dancing, just moving, doing something simple, it's special for them, and they will eventually just get moving and find the joy in that. Well, most of our staff they're still active artists, so I think that's good for the kids to see artists teaching them and just we all have stories of professional, what is our experience and what they can become if they want to keep going in a professional pathway. But I think it's great to have such a talented people working around them.
My name's Natalie Lemessurier. I've always loved theater, like when I was younger, and I love music. Like I always started with doing music and stuff like that. Like in school I had like a whole bunch of choirs that I joined, and I had like recitals, and I did like a whole bunch of work with that. And then in high school I got the chance to do theater for the first time. It feels really great because I get to work with like a whole bunch of kids and like see like how they would do something versus how I would do something. And like I saw like a lot of kids who were very shy on the first day and eventually just kind of like opened up and were really in their element. Like it's such an amazing thing to experience, because what I do here, I'm kind of like the stage manager backstage, so I kind of help with directing them to wherever they need to go, or like making suggestions on how they could do something. I'm kind of like an assistant to like the director, Rosie, who's very sweet. But yeah, like the kids, they absolutely love it. It's really great. Like every person has a role and everyone just does so well at it. It's amazing. Like the first time I came to the Grove, I was amazed at everything that they do here. It's such a warm and like open community, and I really think it's like awesome that the kids get to experience it and hopefully like do more stuff with the Grove in the future, because they truly are like such amazing people. We do. We all like talk about like after like each rehearsal, even like we talk about, okay, like what are some things we could do better, or what are some things that like went well. Like at the end of like each play, like they're all just, it's so amazing. It's just genuinely really great. Like some of them like do like when we rehearse on Fridays, which is the last time that we actually rehearse, like our final dress rehearsals and everything, just before the shows, we give them their last final notes. They take them and they do phenomenal. Like we were really struggling with projection with some of the younger kids, and they just absolutely nailed it on stage. Like it was great. Like every time like they have a production, it's awesome. There were some people who really weren't sure, where they had just like wanted to try it because they had never done something like that before, and absolutely try it out, because it's a great experience and it's really enjoyable if you get to try it. There was one really shy person, and she, like, I was telling you how she, like, eventually, like, really opened up, and she started connecting with people, like, in the cast. And it was really great to see, because we casted her because we found that she had, like, such a strong voice, where, like, it didn't quite look like she had it, but when she was reading lines, like, you could really tell, like, she had, like, a great, like, newscaster voice. Like, she is amazing. Like, she really has opened up and has done amazing in the role that we gave her.
One of the great perks of the camp is that they get to perform in our beautiful professional venue at the end of the week. And we've got sound, we've got, you know, a set up, they've got curtains, they've got all the bells and whistles to work with. We've got sound effects and microphones. It's a ton of fun. The kids are from all over. We have a lot of local kids from Fenland Falls, but then a lot of kids that are up for the summer, from out of town that are visiting family or grandparents. They're here for a week. We also have some kids that are doing multiple weeks, which is why it's important to do a different show every week, so that even if they do multiple weeks, they've got a completely different experience. So this is a new program for the Grove Theater, and it's been incredibly successful. We've been blown away by the support from the community and everybody that's volunteered and helped to make this happen. We're already getting ready to announce that we'll be continuing it next year and expanding it. And the great thing is that every camp week ends with a performance, and it's open to family and friends, but it's also open to the community. So it's another arts event for the community to enjoy. So of course, for all information on the camp and all the other programs that the Grove Theater is offering right now and for next year, you can visit the website at www.grovetheater.ca. Our box office is open to take questions, and we're excited to be part of the community.
You can feed them a little bit now and then save some for your alpaca for on the walk. People ask me often the first question, do alpacas spit? The answer is yes, but they spit at each other over food or personal space. So when you see them making those noises, they're kind of saying to each other, like, back off, that's my food, or back off, like, away from me. So this one is Q. This one is Briar. They're about 6 years old. They are the first alpacas I ever got, and they are half brothers. I got them in December of 2019, and they're the only two I have that are related. Oh, Heaven's trying to steal my bag. This is Heaven. He's the oldest. He's just turned 16. He's kind of in semi-retirement. This is Neo. He is about 11. He's the alpha alpaca. So he is kind of in charge of everybody, keeps everybody in line. He's a bit bossy. This is Cassidy. He is about 9. This little guy over here, this cutie that was lying down before, is Puck. He's about 8. And this is Oberon. He's also 8. Hi guys. Hi. So the ones I was thinking of taking are Puck, this little brown one, Miguel, this little baby guy, this guy, Q is his name, Briar, his brother Briar, and then I will maybe bring Joker to be the leader unless someone else really wanted him. Unless you guys really, really want a different one, let me know.
Wait, can we not let them out yet?
Well, I'm going to put halters on them. So they get these little halters on that are attached to leashes that are just dog leashes. And they just clip on like this. And then you're going to walk them on their leash like this. So once I have them all haltered up, I'm going to just tell you a few little instructions about walking them before we're on our way.
They have to get used to you. Like this.
Yeah, they do over time build trust with you. So they will start out, they'll always be interested in the treats. So if you just hold out your hand with some treats, they will just put their nose in there, and I would just feed them like little bits sort of continuously at the start especially. And then once we get out there, you'll see that they are very fond of eating all the green grass that's growing. So they're gonna eat a bit of the treats, the walk's gonna be very slow, they're gonna eat treats, walk along, eat grass. Okay, come on, Q. All right, now this is Q. Who wanted Q? Was it you? Okay. Jolena. There we go. So put some, if they're not coming, just put some treats in front of their nose. Heaven. That's good.
No, he is loving the grass.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job, everybody. You look great. Now your guy, I'll tell you something about Oberon. He likes to sometimes fall behind, and then when he sees that he's behind, he will all of a sudden run to catch up. So just to prepare you, if he does that. And remember that you can let go if you need to. Yes.
You just need a leaf. Is that okay?
Oh, a leaf? Oh yeah, they eat everything.
Yeah, look at he's running with them.
Go, Rory.
So they have, their hooves are interesting, their feet are interesting. They've got, like, as you can see, two-toed hooves. The hooves are trimmed when they're shorn, they get their hooves trimmed. But at the bottom of their hoof is soft like a dog's pad. It's like one big pad. And so they tread very lightly on the earth. Like that trail that we've done hundreds of times is not worn down at all because they walk so lightly. And that's part of the reason why this is called Wanderlight, is partly because it just sounds nice, partly because the light here is always so beautiful, and partly because alpacas are very gentle on the earth. They walk very lightly. So guys, this is a family farm. My parents bought this farm when I was in grade 4, so many years ago now. And when I was growing up, we had some animals, but they are teachers, not farmers, so we weren't commercially farming it, but we had some cows, and I had a horse, we had some pet goats. And then after my daughter was born, when she just turned 16, I decided that I was going to I wanted to use the farm to do some farming activities. So I started market garden and CSA. So I grow vegetables and take them to the local farmers market, and then also have people here to pick up vegetables each week. And so I got some animals at that time because I wanted it to be interesting for people who were visiting. And
Oh, maybe we'll let that. Yeah, I can.
in 2019, a friend of mine, she knew I was trying to come up with a new farm-based business to do. So she said, you should do alpaca walking. And her cousins owned a business called Sylvan Alpacas, and they, sold the fiber products, but they started doing alpaca walks, and it was so popular, and they loved it. And so I knew nothing about alpacas. I had never been around one. But I thought that it sounded like fun, and when I thought about it, the only thing I was missing was the alpacas. I had the trails, I was already growing hay for my sheep, I had water, barns, and a perfect location, so close to Toronto and only an hour and a half from the Eastern GTA and 20 minutes to Peterborough, very close to Lindsay, Durham. So I thought, well, let's get some alpacas and see. So I took a short course on caring for alpacas, and I talked to my farm vet and some other alpaca farmers and decided to give it a try. So I got my first alpacas in December of 2019, and I started offering private by appointment walks in September of 2020. So since then I've had over probably close to now maybe 4,000 visitors to the farm to take the alpacas for a walk and enjoy their company and enjoy the beautiful farm. I love this time of year because the wildflowers are so gorgeous. Good. So yeah, Wanderlight is a 4-season business. I operate in all seasons and most weather. We do go out in a little bit of rain. I have a snowblower attachment for the tractor, so I snow blow this trail and clear it in the winter, and the winter walks are lovely. Not quite as much grass eating in the winter as in the summer, so it's a bit of a quicker pace, but other than that, the alpacas are really well suited to our climate. They have pretty much the warmest coats you can imagine. They're shorn in the spring, so they're as cool as possible for the summer months, and I help keep them cool with fans and with a kiddie pool and with getting sprayed. They love being sprayed by the hose. And then in winter it grows back, and by winter time they've got a couple inches and it keeps them very warm. They're well adapted to this climate, coming from the high plains of the Andes Mountains in South America, where they would need it to keep warm there. So they're very happy in our winters. They prefer, I would say, cold weather to hot. I'm really happy and proud to be sort of a stop for many community kind of agencies. So the Yes Shelter brings their clients here, community living, and also several sort of private respite homes bring groups out, which is wonderful. And then this fall, for the second time, I'm going to be doing animal-assisted trauma therapy with Peterborough Youth Services. So one of the counselors there came for an alpaca walk several years ago, and I mentioned how it was part of my dream to use the animals and the farm in general and growing things as a vehicle for therapy, because it's so peaceful and calming here, and the animals are so incredible. And she said, that sounds amazing, why don't I pitch it to my board? And so we did one 12-week session. She comes as the counselor and I am the animal handler, and so I think she has 9 kids signed up for this fall. So they'll come every other week for 12 weeks. They'll be paired with an alpaca, and we'll explore different themes around trauma therapy with the alpacas and some of the other animals that are on the farm. I'm asked for donations many times in a year, and I always say yes, whether it's like with gift certificates, with donations for silent auctions or raffles or prizes. When people are trying to fundraise, this year already, like I know for sure the Belleville General Hospital, one of the Dragon Boat teams, a charity golf tournament, and I know there's lots of others. Also, I am a season sponsor of Fourth Line Theatre, and this is my 3rd year being a season sponsor, and so I think that's a really good connection. They are also a farm-based business in the area, and so it's really cool to support them, and I get to go to the plays, and maybe someday I'll even bring a couple alpacas to one of them. That would be really fun. So yeah, one of my favorite parts of my business is meeting people from all over the world. You guys are here today from the States, and this week I had people from Germany, a family from Germany that was visiting. And so I love to share the farm property and my love of alpacas and my passion for farming with all different people. And also, it's really cool to be a part of a network of incredible tourism offerings of this area. So I feel like we do a good job of all supporting each other, and I always, when I have visitors, recommend where other stops that they might like to make in this area, so that because there's so much natural beauty, and there's many other farm-based businesses. There's art and crafts and food and natural wonders to be enjoyed. Thanks so much for visiting today. It was great to have you guys. You did so well walking the alpacas. And look at, you went from being a little bit nervous of them and not wanting to feed them or get too close to them to now being professional alpaca walkers.